according to the thing, people are not subscribed. Please subscribe. And greetings and welcome back to the channel.
Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What kind of content can actually get you a strike on YouTube? It's a question that every content creator should be asking themselves. Now, YouTube's pretty upfront about what they don't want to see on their platform. They have a comprehensive list of guidelines that are meant to keep the community safe and respectful. We're talking about stuff like hate speech, harassment, and violent or graphic content. These are the big no-nos that can get your channel in serious trouble. Hate speech is a big one. It's not just about using offensive language, it's about promoting violence or hatred. This includes any content that promotes violence or hatred against individuals or groups based on things like race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity. It's a serious issue that YouTube takes very seriously. Basically, if you're putting out content that's designed to incite hatred or discrimination, YouTube is not going to be cool with it. They have zero tolerance for this kind of behavior. Harassment is another major no-no. This can be anything from cyberbullying to doxing. This can take many forms, from cyberbullying and doxing to threats and stalking. It's all about making someone feel unsafe or targeted. YouTube wants its platform to be a safe and inclusive space for everyone. And that means cracking down on any behavior that makes others feel unsafe or unwelcome. They are committed to maintaining a positive environment. Then there's violent or graphic content. This is another area where YouTube draws a hard line. This one's a bit self-explanatory, right? No one wants to stumble upon disturbing content unexpectedly. YouTube doesn't want people uploading videos of gore, violence, or other disturbing content. It's all about protecting the viewers. There are exceptions, of course, for things like news reporting or documentaries, but generally speaking, if your content is likely to shock or disgust viewers, it's best to err on the side of caution. Always think twice before uploading. YouTube also takes spam and deceptive practices very seriously. This is about maintaining the integrity of the platform. This includes things like using misleading titles or thumbnails, stuffing your video with irrelevant keywords, or trying to artificially inflate your view count. These practices are not only unfair, but also misleading to viewers. Basically, if you're trying to game the system or trick people into watching your content, YouTube is going to shut it down. They have algorithms and teams in place to catch this kind of behavior. And finally, let's talk about copyright. This is a big one, and it's something that a lot of creators get tripped up on. It's crucial to understand the rules here. Basically, you can't just use someone else's content without their permission. This includes music, videos, and even images. If you do, you're likely to get a strike, and too many strikes can lead to your channel being taken down. So always make sure you have the right permissions or use content that is free to use. Alright, let's say the worst happens and you get a strike on your channel. It can be a shocking and stressful experience, especially if you're not sure what you did wrong. Don't panic, it's not the end of the world. Take a moment to calm yourself. Remember, many YouTubers have faced this situation and come out stronger. First things first, take a deep breath and try to understand why you got the strike. Reflect on your recent uploads, and think about any content that might have violated YouTube's guidelines. YouTube will send you an email explaining which guideline you violated and which video is affected. This email is crucial, so read it carefully and take notes if necessary. Once you understand the reason for the strike, you can take steps to address the issue. This might involve removing or editing the offending content, or simply learning from the mistake to avoid future strikes. If you believe the strike was issued in error, you can appeal it. The appeal process is there to ensure fairness, but it requires you to be thorough and clear in your explanation. YouTube has a process for appealing strikes, and while it's not always easy, it's worth a shot if you believe you've been wrongly accused. Make sure to follow the instructions carefully, and provide all necessary details. To appeal a strike, you'll need to provide YouTube with additional information about your video, and why you believe it doesn't violate their guidelines. This might include timestamps, context, and explanations. Be prepared to back up your claims with evidence, such as links to relevant sources or screenshots of your video. The more detailed and accurate your evidence, the better your chances of a successful appeal. If your appeal is successful, the strike will be removed from your channel. This can be a huge relief and a learning experience for future content creation. However, if your appeal is rejected, the strike will remain on your channel for a certain period of time. This can be disheartening, but it's important to stay positive and proactive. The length of time a strike remains on your channel depends on the severity of the violation. Typically, a strike lasts for 90 days, but this can vary. Now it's important to note that multiple strikes can have serious consequences for your channel. Each strike brings you closer to more severe penalties. If you receive 3 strikes, your channel will be permanently removed from YouTube. This is a drastic measure, but it's YouTube's way of maintaining a safe and respectful community. So it's definitely in your best interest to avoid strikes altogether. Familiarize yourself with YouTube's guidelines and strive to create content that adheres to them. But even if you only receive 1 or 2 strikes, it can still have a negative impact on your channel. Strikes can affect your reputation and limit your growth potential. Strikes can limit your ability to upload videos, live stream, or use certain features on YouTube. This can hinder your ability to engage with your audience and grow your channel. Okay, let's talk about how to stay in YouTube's good graces. It's crucial to understand the platform's rules and guidelines to avoid any potential strikes. Prevention is key, right? The good news is, avoiding strikes isn't rocket science. It just takes a bit of effort and awareness. It just requires a bit of common sense and a willingness to play by the rules. Following these guidelines can save you a lot of trouble down the line. First and foremost, know your content. Be fully aware of what you're creating and sharing with the world. Before you hit that upload button, take a step back and really think about your video. Analyze it from different perspectives. Does it violate any of YouTube's community guidelines? Familiarize yourself with these guidelines to ensure compliance. Is there anything in it that could be considered offensive, harmful, or misleading? Think critically about the potential impact of your content. If you're even remotely unsure, it's always best to err on the side of caution and either edit your video or choose not to upload it at all. Better safe than sorry. Next up, respect copyright. This is a big one, and it's something that trips up a lot of copyright infringement can lead to serious consequences. Remember, you can't just use someone else's content without their permission. This includes all forms of media. That includes music, videos, images, and even text. Always ensure you have the right to use the content you include in your videos. If you want to use copyrighted material in your videos, make sure you have the right licenses or permissions. This can save you from potential legal issues. And don't forget about fair use. It's a useful concept but must be understood properly. Fair use is a legal doctrine that allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission from the copyright holder. However, it has its limitations. However, fair use is a complex area of law, and it's important to understand the rules before you rely on it. Consulting a legal expert can be very helpful. Another important tip is to be mindful of your audience. Knowing who your viewers are can guide your content creation. YouTube is a global platform, and your videos have the potential to reach a very wide audience. This means considering different cultural norms and sensitivities. What might be considered acceptable content in one part of the world could be considered offensive or inappropriate in another. Always keep this in mind. So it's important to be aware of cultural differences and to create content that is respectful of all viewers. This will help you build a positive and inclusive community. One of the best things about being a YouTube creator is that you're not alone. YouTube has a ton of resources and support systems in place to help you succeed. Think of it like having a whole team behind you, cheering you on and providing guidance every step of the way. First up, let's talk about the YouTube Creator Academy. This is your one-stop shop for all things YouTube. They have courses on everything from channel optimization and video editing to copyright and community guidelines. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro, there's always something new to learn at the Creator Academy. And the best part, it's completely free. That's right, YouTube wants you to succeed, and they're willing to invest in your education to make it happen. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Creator Academy and take advantage of all the amazing resources they have to offer. Next, let's talk about the YouTube Help Center. This is your go-to resource for any questions or issues you might encounter while using YouTube. They have a massive library of articles, FAQs, and tutorials covering every aspect of the platform. Whether you're having trouble uploading a video, understanding your analytics, or just need to reset your password, the Help Center has got you covered. And if you can't find the answer you're looking for in the Help Center, you can always reach out to YouTube's support team directly. And there you have it, guys. That's the rundown on YouTube's community guidelines and how to steer clear of those dreaded strikes. Remember, understanding these guidelines is crucial for every creator, from the newbies just starting their journey to the seasoned veterans racking up the views. Stay creative, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
So let's discuss strike. So according to the video you just watched, I just wanted to bring you this video because recently it's the second time I've been striked. I'm gonna put it up here so that you can see that this is a recent strike. So I just wanted to bring you to your attention so that if you're a content creator and you are about to start uploading content to YouTube, I would suggest that what you do is not make the mistake I made, because when I start the channel, I didn't think it would grow this far. So I started it by just putting what I like or what I wanted to talk about at the time. And there's certain things that, according to YouTube, is sensitive. This video that this recently strike, I made the video about 3 years ago. So if you was gonna strike it, then I don't see why they didn't strike it 3 years ago, because 3 years ago I had 200 subscribers. But 3 years later, I have over 1,570 subscribers. So now, I think they're thinking that that video was going to reach out to more people. So now is when they strike it. So this is just because it's not my area, but this is just to highlight certain things to creators that's gonna start create that. Just be careful when you're making your content, and there's certain tools now that you can use to identify what they don't want to hear and bleep it out, because 3 years later or 4 years later, when you're preparing to be monetized, you probably get strike. So thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe and have a great day.